We just recently hit 1,000 subscribers on the BRE show, and to celebrate, I told you to ask me anything. No script, no filter, just me, your questions, and maybe some surprises along the way. Let's get into it. So first question we got is from my boy Cougar Town, one of the regulars on the channel. Thank you so much, man, for the support. I really appreciate you. And he says, you're at 1,010 subscribers now. Actually, as of recording this right now, I'm at like 1,071. Who knows how much I'm gonna be a week from today when this video actually comes out. But anyways, you're at 1,010 subscribers now, Brady, not just 1K. What's the good news, Brady? Any new retro games? I saw GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64 in this video, and I can honestly say I was impressed. He's referring to the 1,000 subscriber What's Next video that I posted. Towards the end of that, there was a montage of kind of the progress of the whole channel and stuff. So I don't know if you guys even watched to the end of that to see the montage, but that's what he's referring to. That's a game I haven't played since the end of the 90s. I hope to see more retro games. It's just amazing to see them all in such good condition after all these years. It's important to preserve the stuff today from the past and find happiness with it today. Very, very well said, my boy Cougar Town. So I guess this question is, any new games? Now, as of late, not really any new games. We've done a few game huntings the past month or two, but besides those, which you've seen what I've gotten in those videos, I haven't really gotten any games in my free time. Kind of saving up for this trip that I'm going on with my homie Nick to go to Washington, D.C., which we're already in Washington, D.C. as of the time this video is out. We're literally in Washington, D.C. right now, filming the official 1,000 subscriber special video that will be coming out next Thursday, you guys. So stay tuned for that. I'm super excited for you guys to see that one. But honestly, man, I haven't really gotten any new games, mainly because I'm trying to save up for this trip. When I get back from the trip, I'll be working more hours. My summer job is opening up, so I'll be doing 2 jobs this summer, be getting more money. And I do plan on maybe once, at least once a month, I want to do like a game hunting or something. So, but I mean, as of right now, Cougar, we don't really have any new games in the collection. Very sad to say. All right, moving on, we have another regular on the channel, man, God Poseidon, aka Baby Brady. Thank you so much for tuning in. By the way, Baby Brady, pop up in here real quick. Yeah, this dude is imitating you. Don't try to go kill him or anything. I know you're a hitman. Don't. Yeah, just it's all fun and games, man. Don't take it too seriously. All right, so Baby Brady says, have you ever been scammed while trying to buy a PS1 or PS2 game? Now, this is kind of an interesting story here. So no, I haven't been scammed trying to buy a game, but I have been scammed trying to buy a console. So this was a few years ago. I was trying to get a, I believe, yeah, it was a Japanese model PlayStation 1 that I was getting off of Amazon because I really wanted to play Pepsi Man. I have that game, spent $280 on it, and I've had it for a few years, 3 years maybe, and I've never fucking played it, even once to this day. So I was trying to get a Japanese PS1 online so I can be able to finally play this game that I spent so much money on. So I confirmed the purchase. It was like $180, $200 for it. You know, PS1 consoles, at least from where I'm from, you can buy them for like $60, $70. But a Japanese model off Amazon, you know, you would assume it'd be a little bit more expensive. But confirmed the purchase. I waited a few weeks and nothing came. I didn't get a delivery like progress bar, or you know how you can look at your progress bar and where it's in the world. I didn't get that. And eventually, as time went on, I forgot about it. And then a few months go by and I realized, I'm like, yo, my Japanese model PS1 never fucking came. So I would say that's a scam. I mean, I paid for that and I never received it. And that was a couple of years ago, but yeah, that's the one time I got scammed, I would say. Moving on to the next question, my boy Mark Hickman. Thank you so much for the question, my boy. And he says, notice you got PS1 Spidey playing there in the background. Absolutely fire game. And by the way, all these comments came from the comment section of my 1,000 subscriber video, parentheses, what's next, or whatever the hell I called it. I honestly can't remember nowadays, but all these comments are from that video. Now, he says, a couple of questions. Would you be collecting Japanese exports of other games like PS1 Spider-Man? It has an exclusive montage at the end with Stan Lee's narration. Now we're gonna start with that one. So would I be collecting Japanese exports of other games? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. Do you mean like just Japanese like games in general? Because if we're talking about Japanese games in general, I have Pepsi Man. I have this right there, this McDonald's demo CD. I have a few Japanese games. I have a slight Japanese game collection right there. There's like 3 other PS2 games. So I am trying to get a little collection of just random Japanese games whenever I find them in my stores that I go to or whatever. But yeah, I think it'd be super cool, Mark, to start collecting some Japanese style PS1 and PS2 games specifically. Those seem super cool to me. But it's not really on my to-do list. It's not really on like my priority list. Obviously, my demo CDs, absolutely love collecting those. And that's going to be one of the main priorities. And then also trying to collect a lot of Crave Entertainment games on PS2. And just in general, I want to get a lot more PS1 and PS2 games. And especially Nintendo DS games. I really want to start getting some more of those. Next up, Mark said, and would you be also collecting video gaming magazines from back in the day, like GamePro or Electronic Gaming Monthly? I remember one of those issues came with a prequel comic to PS1 Spidey. Now, Mark, I think magazines are pretty cool. Not really something that I actively go out and search for, but I do have a couple magazines I can actually show you here. So as for right now, these are the only 2 magazines I have, and I have them stored kind of on my demo disc shelf just for some extra decoration, whatever. But I do have an official PlayStation mag here, as you can see. This one I bought off of eBay on one of my eBay haul videos. It actually came with a demo disc as well. But I do really enjoy the magazines. Not that I've really been an avid fan of just looking through magazines, but a lot of cool advertisements and stuff in these bad boys. Super cool, I must say. And then I have this one. I'm not sure exactly if this is an official PlayStation magazine. It says here 100% independent PlayStation magazine. So I'm not sure if this is an official one by PlayStation, but this is also basically a magazine that advertises a lot of cool stuff, man. So yeah, these are the only 2 I have, but definitely, Mark, I want to try to get at least a few more of these magazines to, start putting on shelves here, because it does add to the decoration, I must say. Moving on to our next question by another viewer that I recognize quite often on the channel, man. Thank you so much. Hoodie, AKA Hoodie. I see his name in the chats a lot in the lives, so I appreciate you, my boy. He says, top 5 games of all time? Question mark. I'm gonna have to have a minute to think about this, but I got some bangers in mind. All right, we're gonna start at number 5. Now, this is kind of in general. Now, most of these games on my list are PS2 games because I grew up playing PS2, man. I just absolutely love PS2. But we're talking about top 5 games of all time, not just on PS2. If this was like top 5 PS2 games of all time, then my list would be completely different. But if we're talking about top 5 games of all time, I'm probably gonna go with number 5, Manhunt on PS2. Absolutely one of Rockstar's best games ever created. I love disturbing games, as fucked up as that sounds. The story of it is amazing. I love the stealth, the atmosphere, the soundtrack, and the characters, and oh my goodness, man. Absolutely amazing game. And they're probably never gonna make another Manhunt after Manhunt 2. And Manhunt 2 was pretty good too, I must say. But I don't think they're gonna do it, man. Very tragic. But number 4, a classic that I used to play all the time on Xbox 360 back in the day, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I mean, I remember so many nights I would spend staying up grinding multiplayer and playing zombies with my friends. Campaign was super good too. I did that. I love to play the campaign, do all the veteran achievements. I was that kind of dude that played campaign on veteran just to go for achievements. Oh my goodness, man. Like playing zombies with my friends. I remember me, Tate sometimes, but Ethan, me and my boy Ethan used to hop into zombies, play Transit, play Mob of the Dead especially. Oh my goodness, Mob of the Dead was fire. So many amazing times, so many great nights. I would get 2 liters of Mountain Dew and drink the whole thing in one night and just grind Call of Duty Black Ops. When it was Call of Duty Black Ops, man, life was in its prime. I'm just gonna say that straight up. Number 4, Call of Duty Black Ops, man. I can't even lie. Number 3, I have Minority Report Everybody Runs on the PS2. Now, if you guys know me, this is my all-time favorite PlayStation 2 game of all time. Minority Report Everybody Runs. So, but this isn't like top 5 PS2 games of all time. Otherwise, it'd be number 1. But Minority Report Everybody Runs is an absolutely phenomenal game. So underrated. Based off of the movie Minority Report with Tom Cruise. Oh my goodness, the movie was super good. The game is super good. The storyline has some plot holes in it. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but the gameplay, the fighting, the combat, the strategy is so much fun. Especially when you put the game on harder difficulty. You need to be smart about how you attack these guys because there's different variations like special enemies and stuff. You need to have actual strategy. You need to know your combos. And you need to fucking like go in with a game plan, man. It's actually super fun. It's not just go in and just spit and button mash. It's not that kind of game, man. It is a beat 'em up style game, but you need a good amount of strategy for it. And that's why I absolutely love Minority Report. And the level design, oh my goodness, the level design, the weapons, the soundtrack. You can't even forget about the soundtrack, man. The music that's playing in the background of this entire video is Minority Report soundtrack. I already know that for a fact. That it's an absolutely fire game. Soundtrack, one of the best soundtracks ever made. Bro, go play Minority Report if you never played it. On PS2, I think it's on fucking voice crack. I think it's on GameCube as well. Bro, it's a cheap ass game too. Go play it, man. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Coming in at number 2, a childhood classic of mine, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 on PlayStation 2. Oh my goodness. I sunk so many hours in this game when I was a kid, playing as Neversoft Eyeball and going through Free Skate, Park Editor, doing all of this amazing and fun stuff. The Sean Palmer's Pro Snowboarder demo I used to play all the time, and creating your parks, like I said, creating your character. And it's just one of those games, man. And this is one of those games that actually got me into skateboarding when I was a kid too. I have a few skateboards with me. My first ever actual skateboard was a Blind brand skateboard, and Blind is my favorite skateboard brand as of right now. I actually have a Blind board right here, unopened. Boom, he's DJing. I think that's pretty dope because I used to want to be a DJ not too long ago, actually. I used to make music, and I do every so often still, but I have a few albums out, but I mainly focus on the YouTube. But yeah, man, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, phenomenal game, my favorite Tony Hawk game of all time, my favorite skateboarding game of all time. Now for number 1, oh my goodness, this is kind of non-negotiable. Lego Indiana Jones, The Original Adventures on PS2. This is actually the first ever PS2 game I ever got with my own money. Such a phenomenal game. The best Lego game, in my opinion, ever created. Perfectly represents the 3 movies of the Lego Indiana Jones trilogy. Or not Lego Indiana Jones, but Indiana Jones trilogy. Phenomenal level design. The soundtrack is banging as always. I love Lego games too. I think they're very fun. They're good for kids and adults. I really enjoy them. I grew up playing and building Legos all the time too, as well. So, you know, what do you expect? Man, I grew up playing Lego Indiana Jones. I grew up watching Indiana Jones. Phenomenal game, man. It brings back nostalgia every single time I pop it in. And me and my girlfriend just recently completed a 100% playthrough series of that game. Which is out on the channel now, so if you want to go see that. Moving on to Curly Heart's comments. Thank you for the comment. Do you plan on covering any of the Turok games? Now, I am not familiar with Turok. I don't remember what one it was, but it was on GameCube. I was over at my buddy Christopher's house way long ago when I was still in like high school, maybe even middle school. I played Turok something on GameCube, but they seem like pretty interesting games. None of them I don't think I've ever really, you know, seen them when I went out game hunting. I'm sure I have, but I just kind of like skimmed over it and didn't even really notice it. but I don't really try to look for those games when I go game hunting. I like to look for the underrated, weird looking, stupid looking games, because those usually make the best videos in my opinion. But Turok games, I don't necessarily plan on covering them in the future, and maybe I need to like find a good one first and kind of decide if like it would be good for a video or not. But they do seem like interesting games, but I guess we'll see what the future holds for the channel, man. We're gonna be still doing so many reviews. I can't even think of everything I'm gonna be fucking doing. It's gonna be a lot. But anyways, Curly Heart, thank you for the comment. All right, we got Landon Q2T. What is your opinion on... Now, let's just hope that I didn't get cursed right then and there. All right, we're moving on to my boy Seabear. Thank you, Tate, for the support on the channel and being a member. Appreciate you. And God beside him too. I can't forget about you. Tate says, do you like spaghetti? Yes, I do. Do you like spaghetti? Yes, I do. Now that clip you just witnessed was me and Tate watching Vine compilations when we were in, I think, probably middle school. That was me and Tate reacting to that. That brought me back, Tate. So thank you for the comment. Now we got Roblox Dev Red. How are this creative with video ideas? Man, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, but how am I creative with my video ideas? Honestly, I feel like I'm a pretty creative person when it comes to thinking up video ideas and stuff. With the help of my friends Nick and Tate as well. Can't forget about them. They help contribute a lot to like scripting and stuff, so I appreciate you guys. But I guess it's just all in the mind. I feel like everyone's creative in their own distinctive ways. So for me, I feel like I can be most creative when it comes to videos in general and editing and titles and stuff like that, with the help of ChatGPT, of course, because why not? It's just free assistance. Moving on to the one and only Jesse Easton fan. Jesse Easton's #1 fan, especially. Now, I watch this dude's channel all the time. He re-uploaded most of Jesse Easton's old vlogs, which I really appreciate, and they really help put me to sleep at night. So, he says, are you a fan of Jesse Easton? If so, what's your favorite vlog from Jesse Easton? So, yes, I am indeed a fan of Jesse Easton. He puts me to sleep with his silky smooth voice on his vlogs. Absolutely love that guy to death. And I really hope he comes back to YouTube very, very in the near future. So what's my favorite Jesse Easton vlog, you ask? This one's non-negotiable. Vlog 7, the MEA distribution, disorganization, boredom, institution. All right, moving on to Yang Hao 8351. Thanks so much for the comment, man. I appreciate you. I be seeing you in my comments and stuff every so often, so thanks for the support, man. Appreciate it. Here's a question. Out of all the PS1 consoles you own, which one do you prefer playing PS1 games on and why? So, as you can see from up there, I actually have 4 PS1 original fat PS1 consoles, and then there, that little white cubicle rectangle thing is a PS1 Slim. Now, I love playing on the PS1 Slim. That's actually the exact console from my childhood. It runs the games the best, I think, besides the PS1 Fatter Edition. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's called Fat or if that's just called PS1 and that's PS1 Slim. I know PS2, I have a Fat PS2 and then there's Slim. It's a whole fucking thing, man. But PS1 Slim, definitely what I play my games on, and you can't really go wrong with the PS1 Slim. It's a good little console, man, and it brings back memories for me. So, and he has one more question. Here is another question. What are your thoughts on disc rot and its impact on the future of CD and DVD game collecting? Terrible, man. So, you know, as we all know, eventually all of these games are gonna rot away and end up stop working one day. It's just gonna happen. It's just a matter of time, you know? So as for me, dude, I play my games all on the original hardware. That's how I enjoy to play them. I don't want to emulate them. I don't want to do any of that extra stuff. I want to play the physical original game on the physical original console. That's how I like to play my games, man. So obviously that's going to deteriorate the games and the console more by doing that, but that is like how I like to play the games, you know. But it's just bound to happen, man. Like with time, I think it is. I mean, we can try our best to preserve the games as best as possible, but yeah, it's only delaying the inevitable, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure all these games are going to last, you know, more decades upon decades, you know, later down the line, but they're still eventually going to give up and stop working. So I guess what's my thoughts on it? That's my thoughts, I guess. Like, it sucks, man, but as long as we're here and we're able to play them right now, man, let's just enjoy them. Let's just enjoy them, try to preserve them, and that's what I got to say, man. But thanks for the comments. Appreciate you. Moving on to Celestial Silver. Thanks for the comment. Appreciate you. First view. I think this one, they commented on my short of the video. How do you never give up on this channel? I need inspo. So, Subspace, I know that's your name. I think you changed your name lately too. But Subspace is what I remember. How do I never give up on this channel, man? See, here's a story about me and YouTube in general. I've been doing it for over 10 years, since I was in the 6th grade. I've had plenty of channels that have failed. I never got the views I wanted to get, never got the love I wanted to get. Never thought that, you know, there's so much to learn about it, about editing and about there's so much to learn if you want to be in YouTube and do stuff like this, man. But, you know, as the years went by, I kept learning and I kept doing stuff. There was times when I would take breaks on YouTube on my other channels. I think my longest break was like 8 months or something like that. Crazy. But yeah, those times were actually necessary for me to help grow as a person with my editing and basically all around video production skills. And all I gotta say, Subspace, is, man, there's gonna be so many times when you're unmotivated, as I am. Even to this day, man, there's plenty of times when I'm unmotivated, or I'll post a video and I'm like, damn, why I thought that it would have gotten more views. Like, that's gonna happen, man. It's a part of the journey. But I guess all I gotta say is just think about the future you want. And if you quit, man, you're not gonna reach it. So don't give up. If you want that future that you want, quitting is gonna guarantee it won't happen. So your next option, man, is to keep on pushing. That's all I gotta say, really. But yeah, man, don't give up, because good things take time. So be patient, let the success come with time, and just enjoy the journey, man. All right, so these last bunch of questions are from my boy Baby Brady, aka God Poseidon. So first of all, he says, a video you put full effort in and still flopped that you thought deserved more recognition and attention. Now, I have plenty of videos that have, like, let's say 100 views. And in my opinion, 100 views is not bad. I'm usually averaging like 100 to 1,000 views per video as of now. But a couple, I'll give you a few examples. A few videos that I wish did way better than they actually do is, number one, my Bear in the Big Blue House series. I have 2 parts so far. And actually, next week's 1,000 subscribers special video in Washington, D.C. is continuing the lore of the first 2 Bear in the Big Blue House parts on the channel. So go and watch those 2 parts before you watch next week's special. But yeah, those videos have, I don't even think either of them have even 200 views. So I definitely wish those did better, because the story behind those are super cool. It's just a part of the BR80 cinematic universe, if y'all don't know. Yeah, this is a retro gaming channel, but there's a whole storyline to it with all these characters and stuff. So definitely go watch those 2 videos before you watch the actual Washington, D.C. video. And yeah, man, you're not going to be like lost. If you don't watch it and you watch the Washington video, you're not going to be lost on the lore. There'll be like a little intro recap for you guys that haven't seen it. But definitely those 2 videos, I think, could have done way better. And then especially, not necessarily my Christmas special 2023, or sorry, 2024, But no, wait, yeah, 2023. But definitely my Christmas special of 2024, I feel like should have gotten way more recognition. It's at maybe like 130 something views now. And I put over 100 hours into that video, filming, editing, scripting, all of that shit, man. I put so much time into the Christmas special of last year. I would spend 13 hours a day editing for like 5 straight days for 2 weeks straight. You know, there'd be a couple days where I wouldn't edit that long, but it was an insane video. So I feel like the most best example I could give you is definitely last year's Christmas special, man. That should have definitely gotten at least like 500 views, I would say. But you know, it is what it is, man. And for the people that did watch it, they really enjoyed it. So that's all that really matters. You know what I'm saying? All right, next up, craziest Bo/Meatball story. Now, if y'all don't know, Bo and Meatball are my 2 dogs, 2 pugs. Now, Meatball, I mean, there was this one story. It's not as crazy as Bo's, but he ran away in the highway, almost got ran over and, you know, mutilated to death. But if we're talking about Bo, dude, so I was gone for like maybe the weekend, hanging out with friends or whatever. I don't even remember what it was, but I got back home, and every time I get back home after being gone for a while, Bo is always so excited to see me. So I'm like, hey, Bo, and I'm like petting him and stuff, and I run to my room and like get ready to unpack and stuff. And then as I was messing around with Bo, he was sitting on my bed over here, and as I was messing around, I decided to kind of sprint out the hallway, and whenever I do that, he always full sprints after me. That's what I was trying to do. And as I ran out of the hallway, I slipped on something on the ground right outside of my doorway, and it was super slippery. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? And then I turned the hallway light on, and it was straight brown on the hallway floors. And I had no socks on or nothing. I looked on the bottom of my foot, straight brown, and there was like some green in it. And I was like, straight up stepped in the most liquid pile of bullshit that I've ever stepped in my entire life. I tiptoed all the way to the shower. I hopped right in the shower, dude. And then, oh my God, it was so disgusting. But yeah, that's Bo's crazy story. Fucking so excited to see me that he just straight up diarrheas everywhere and I almost slip and fall on it. Now, will we get more Brady faces? I definitely want to try to do that. I have so much going on right now in life, man, that like, you know, I'm starting the 2 jobs, still trying to do 1 upload a week, and the gym, you know, my girl that I'm trying to keep happy. Also, shout out my girl for getting me this brand new ring. Boom, might as well show you that. She got me this the other day. I love you to death. Thank you so much. But yeah, I definitely at some point will be adding more faces. I don't know if it's gonna be in the near future or what, God Poseidon, but just bear with me, man. There will be new faces as the cinematic universe continues. Trust me. It's gonna happen. Now he asks, will you ever branch out and do collabs with other retro gaming channels? Now that's kind of a tough one because number one, I don't know how to really branch out and collab with other people. But if you guys remember from my Christmas special of last year, I actually did have another retro gaming channel creator have a cameo in my video. Shout out Legally Insane Gamer. Now, it was during a dream sequence part of that video that he actually had like a 30 or 20 to 30 second cameo in my video. And it's another retro gaming YouTuber. He talks about retro games and stuff on his channel. And I did this special thing, you know, before I finished the video. I told everyone like, yo, you want to be a cameo in the video? Film a video of you doing something, send it to me on Insta, and I will put it in the Christmas special. And he's one of the viewers that I've had it for a while at the time. And he turned out to be a retro gaming YouTuber. And he actually sent me a clip that I actually threw into the my own Christmas special. So yeah, I guess you can consider that basically a cameo, but you're talking about kind of collabing. I would like to do that, man. I really would. I feel like that'd get my name out there more, but I do not know where to start with that. So if anyone has any thoughts and tips or whatever, please let me know down below, man. Now for the final question of the Q&A, the last question by God Poseidon, aka Baby Brady. We have, what's your inspiration to keep going? Sorry, I just hit the mic. What's your inspiration to keep going? And this is a perfect final question to end the video off. Now, I have a few inspirations that I kind of look up to when it comes to, you know, what I do in my life and stuff. So number one, my mom and dad, of course, love them to death, even if I might not say it as much. Love them to death and definitely want to make them proud. Just being a good son, I guess, you know. They're definitely my inspirations to be better. And next up, we have my girlfriend, of course. She makes me want to be a better person. And if you find the right girl, dude, the right girl will make you want to be better. You know what I mean? You know, without even having to ask you, you'll just have this motivation in you to just be a better person for them, for yourself and for them. And she makes me want to be better, man, when it comes to all aspects of my life. So she's definitely an inspiration for me, and want to make her proud. And honestly, man, myself, I'm an inspiration because a lot of the times, this was especially before I met my girlfriend and stuff, I knew my friends supported me to death. I knew that for a fact. But a lot of the times, man, I was super unmotivated back in the day. Even today, sometimes I still get a little unmotivated, but definitely not as much as I used to. And I used to think like to myself, like, bro, you have to do, if you don't do this, you're not gonna know if you're gonna succeed or not. Because if you keep doing this, you could potentially fail. But if you stop, you won't know if you would fail or win, you know? So a lot of the times, man, I had to be my own inspiration. And I stayed consistent on the channel, and it's paying off, man. We hit the 1,000 subs, and the statistics say that less than 6% of all YouTube channels have 1,000 subs and is monetized. So I'm definitely doing something right. You know what I mean? I'm in that 6%. So yeah, man, that's those are my inspirations. And of course the viewers too. You guys inspire me to continue creating when I see all these amazing comments and stuff. So that's also another one of the inspirations, is you lovely, lovely viewers that like to tune into the vids, which I am immensely grateful for. So thank you guys so much. But yeah, man, there's all the questions for the 1,000 subscribers special Q&A. Thank you to everybody who contributed and asked me a question. I really appreciate it. And I hope that my answers for you guys were enough, you know, to satisfy you guys. So I appreciate that a lot. And I guess all I have to say now is shout out my channel members, Tate Harris and Baby Brady, for contributing to the channel every month. The BR80 crew and higher. I appreciate you guys so much, man. And if you guys want to be a channel member, the link will be in the description. Starting at $1.99 per month. Definitely nothing too crazy, but only if you want to, man. Please, only if you want to, that is. And for the final thing, I would like to say, number one, subscribe if you enjoy retro gaming content. We post retro gaming every single week over here, so make sure you subscribe. But next Thursday's video is the 1,000 subscriber special video that me and Nick have been hyped for the past, you know, few months, going to Washington, D.C., and filming a very special episode of the BR80 show, which is actually going to be a continuation of the Bear in the Big Blue House storyline here. So please go watch part 1 and part 2 of those videos before you tune into next week's special. But like I said, you won't be lost if you don't. I'll do a little recap at the beginning so you guys can get caught up to date with the lore. So super excited for it. We're shooting for that video to be like about an hour long. So I am so excited for you guys to see what we got cooking up here on the BR80 show. It's gonna be a really good episode, man. I'm just gonna let you know. Super excited for it. My script is amazing so far. I'm loving the script so far. We got Nick contributing with the script as well. And yeah, super excited for you guys to enjoy what we got cooking up next Thursday, man. But in the meantime, tune into the live streams that we're going to be doing in Washington, D.C. We'll be live probably every single day. And we'll be seeing you guys next Thursday for the next episode of the BR80 show. And for you, Tate Harris and God Poseidon, since you guys are members, BR80 crew or higher, you guys get to watch the video 2 days early. So hope you guys enjoy that. Enough rambling, man. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers once again. We're not giving up anytime soon. We're going to keep on the uprise. We're going to keep going uphill, boys. So I hope you guys stay to the journey with that. And have a great rest of your day. Hope you enjoyed the vid. We'll be seeing you soon on the BRE show. Have a good one, people.